Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Thursday, I should say, the 3rd of March, 2022. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you guys here. Now, here's what I want to talk about. The Fed. I'm seeing evidence. If I did all of the shows, if I did all, like my market report, if I did all the charts and all the indexes and everything that I cover in a day, my show would take about 3 times as long. But what I put on here is the main charts and indexes, like oil, gold, silver, Dow Jones, just the main ones. But what I'm noticing across the board is I can't describe it as any other way except financial manipulation. It seems like when one of these indexes breaks loose to the downside or to the upside, that within a matter of 24 hours, it's taken care of. And the thing is I think that this is being taken care of with money. And so basically, I guess what I'm saying to you guys is this whole thing about the Fed is going to tighten and all this stuff and increase interest rates and everything else. And you notice it's only a 25 basis point move in interest rates. I think what I'm saying to you guys is it's all now they finally moved to the stage where they're manipulating every market. So the whole Fed balance sheet thing, I think that's just a bunch of baloney. I think this is why we're seeing the inflation, intractable inflation. And if you think you've seen inflation now, we just had a third in food prices especially. We just had 1/3 of the world's wheat supply just been cut off, basically. Talk about a supply side shock. Oh my God. Anyway, listen guys, let's get in there and take a look at these markets. Let's open up the charts right here. Let's take a look first at silver prices down 29 cents. That's what I tell you guys, manipulation. You know exactly what they're doing? They are keeping the price at a spot that's just above mining cost production. So the mines will stay working because they make a very small profit margin and they're keeping it. And so when you see this price going up, like you remember it was like $23, $24, $22, now it's 25 and change. It's went up a couple bucks. That's because the cost of fuel for miners has went up a couple bucks. And it's totally manipulated. So we're going to see this silver and gold price go up, not down. There's no way. They can't take it lower because now this is almost giving you a reading on cost of production. Probably cost of production plus maybe $3 or $4 over, so that they can make a small profit and keep the miners working. And what they're doing is, because diesel oil prices is one of the main things they use in mines is fuel. They use fuel to run the miners. Diesel fuel, a lot of diesel fuel. Diesel fuel prices went up just that much as the silver prices went up. Total manipulation of markets. So they're going to keep this price down and so as the cost of production goes up, they're going to increase the cost marginally to equal the cost of production, because it's totally controlled. Same thing with this crypto market, totally controlled. Probably the thing is that it's affected by the cost of producing a Bitcoin, which was 7,000. It's probably 9,000 now, or 12,000, and so they're going to give a cost margin in there, and they're controlling every one of them. So today's price of Bitcoin is 42,520. This is what I see evidence of, because I watch the charts on a daily basis, and I'll see a chart move suddenly, very quickly. Then the next day it's corrected. It's like over and over and over again. I see that, and I just say to myself, "Oh my gosh, they are controlling it." Without a doubt, they're controlling it, and that takes more printing behind the scenes. They're just not announcing any of it anymore. They might come in with a new repo market or whatever, and they're just not telling us what they're doing. They're just doing it. They're just keeping all these markets regulated behind the scenes. And it's getting ever increasingly harder because markets are breaking quicker and quicker and quicker because we're in a crisis situation. And it could escalate out of control on them. They could lose control over the markets, at which case chaos could ensue in the global financial markets. We're right at that spot right here because all of the markets could start to break at the same time, and then what do? They're going to have to run around like somebody whose pants is on fire or got ants in their pants trying to fix it all. Anyway, what a time. Dow Jones today down 179 points, 33,711. Now these are the markets. Dow Jones, the S&P, and all this. This is what they really concentrate on. They're going to keep control over these markets. Come hell or high water. This is why it doesn't matter. This is why the markets, I think. Now, this is just my opinion only, guys, what I've been telling you. But I think this is why what's going on in the geopolitical scene and everything with wars and everything doesn't really matter so much. Total control. Can that control be broken? I think yes, I think it can at a certain point. It might break suddenly when it snaps. Let's take a look now at crude oil. $110. This is one of the things that they're not, that it is out of control to the upside, and they're not being able to bring this down, and it is affecting everything you purchase. They're not going to be able to keep wheat prices down either. When you buy a package of anything in the grocery store, it's got oil on it because it took oil to get it to the store. And generally packaging has oil in it too. It doesn't matter if you're buying a package of kiwi fruits. It's got a plastic package around it, you know. And it's made out of oil. And so oil's in everything in our economy. And that's a tremendous price for oil. And that is a tremendous price move upwards to 110. That's going to have impacts. It's going to radiate out, kind of like when you drop a stone on a pool of water. It's going to make waves and wakes. It's going to have an impact, the oil price going up that much. $110, look at that. Move index today. Now see, saw this shoot up. And now today they're working at stabilizing it. How do they stabilize the move index? Well, within the credit markets. They have to pump money into the credit markets, like the repos and stuff. And so it's 110 right now. Let's take a look at bonds and rates today. And we're seeing falling yields on the long end. We're looking at a U.S. 10-year at 1.83 and a U.S. 30-year at 2.21. Now, how the tendency of bonds to really get out of control is when yields rise unexpectedly fast, which they were doing, but now they're falling back down again, especially on the long end of the yield curve, which the Fed says they have no control over. I'm doubtful on any of this now. I'm thinking they got control over everything. Just maybe I'm getting jaded, but I think that's what they're doing. They're controlling everything. Let's take a look now at U.S. dollar index. 97.84 on the U.S. dollar index, and it's rising today. So you got a strong dollar. Yeah, it's a safe haven asset. They're coming in here because the U.S. dollar is of the fiat currencies, it's the safest one to be in. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next show. Bye-bye.